The suppression of women has occurred throughout history in various cultural, political, social, legal, and religious systems. Below is an overview of different ways women have been systematically suppressed across time and regions. Legal and political suppression. Lack of voting rights. Women were denied the right to vote in most countries until the 20th century. For example, U.S. women only gained voting rights in 1920 through the 19th Amendment. Property ownership laws. In many societies, women could not own or inherit property independently of a male relative or husband. Legal identity tied to men. Coverture laws in England and early America treated a married woman as legally non-existent, with all her rights transferred to her husband. Barriers to political office. Women have historically been barred from holding positions of power or participating in policymaking. Educational suppression. Banned from schools or universities. In many cultures, education was reserved for men. Women were often educated at home in domestic roles, if at all. Curriculum bias. Even when allowed education, girls were often steered toward feminine subjects, excluding them from science, philosophy, law, and medicine. Economic and employment inequality. Job restrictions. Women were often barred from certain professions, especially high-paying or influential roles. Unequal pay. Women have been consistently paid less than men for the same work across industries. Marriage bars. In many countries, women were required to resign from jobs after marriage, especially in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Cultural and social oppression. Gender roles. Women have been confined to domestic duties under the ideology of the natural female role as homemaker and caregiver. Dress codes and control of appearance. Clothing has often been regulated to limit women's autonomy or expression. For example, laws enforcing veiling, corsets, or banning trousers. Honor cultures. In some societies, women's behavior is tied to family honor, often resulting in restrictions on freedom and even violence like honor killings. Religious and spiritual suppression. Exodus from clergy or leadership. Many religions have historically barred women from priesthood or spiritual leadership. Sacred text interpretations. Scriptures have often been interpreted in ways that promote male dominance and female subservience. Witch hunts. In Europe and colonial America, thousands of women were accused of witchcraft and executed, a violent form of spiritual and social control. Reproductive and bodily control. Lack of access to contraception or abortion. Women's reproductive rights have been policed, limited, or denied. Forced sterilization. In some countries and communities, women, especially marginalized groups, have been sterilized without consent. Criminalization of abortion or miscarriage. Women have been imprisoned or punished for natural or intentional termination of pregnancy. Violence as a tool of suppression. Domestic violence, often normalized or overlooked by law enforcement and society. Sexual violence, used both in private and during wartime. For example, rape as a weapon of war. Impunity. A lack of legal accountability for violence against women reinforces systems of suppression.